Have you ever wondered if you can use colored pencil on canvas? Well, in this video today, I'm going to tell you and show you how. And when it works like magic. Welcome to the Ipaintcreatures channel. I'm IPC, your host. In today's video, we are exploring if we can use colored pencils on canvas. And when it really works, it's magic. So I like to start off first by showing you all the different types of colored pencils. The first is the Prismacolor standards. They come in this big tin if you buy the full set, and they are wax based. And then we move on to other colored pencils, which are water soluble, these are the Caran D'Ache Watercolor Aquarella version of them. And these are water soluble, so when you add water, it's almost like watercolor. And then below it is the Faber-Castell Polychromos. These pencils right here, the Polychromos, which are one of my favorites. And there are oil based. And then basically you can move on to the chalk pastel based ones like the Stabilo Carbothello. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And then there's other oil based colored pencils like the Polycolor pencils from Lyra, and I love those ones too. They're really cool. Could open it up and show you a little bit of what they look like. They're a little thinner than the Polychromos, but there they are. They're oil based, and so that is one type of it. And then my favorite, of course, are a lot like the Polychromos, but they come from Japan, and they're kind of pricey. They're the Holbein, and they're pretty much like a Polychromos. They're oil based. And so those are all the different types of colored pencils that you can use. So the next thing required to use colored pencil on canvas is, of course, they got to have some type of tooth, something that holds the colored pencil on the canvas, and you know, it can be applied a lot easier. So one requirement is that there be some type of acrylic surface, and of course the first one is gesso, and most canvases come with a first layer of gesso, right? But then you can apply some more gesso on it to basically make sure you got a lot of tooth, and so the colored pencil will apply a lot easier. And so here's an example of some clear gesso. You can use clear gesso. You can use black gesso. This is black gesso right here. And then you can use, of course, the standard, what the canvas is. A lot of canvases, most canvases do come with the white gesso. And so gesso is really easy to apply. You know, you can just use any brush, right? You can use any type brush. Let me grab a brush here, right? You can use any type wide brush and just dip the gesso, you know, and then just apply it. And so you got some tooth, right? And you know, it's always good to put a lot of layers of the gesso on there. That's a good point to do. So the next thing you want to do is just make sure after you have the gesso on, you apply more layers of acrylic paint. So you have created even more tooth for the colored pencil to hold itself and apply a lot easier. And so make sure you paint on your painting and add more layers of acrylic paint, and that will create a tooth for the colored pencil to hold itself. So now I'm going to demonstrate an actual application of using a colored pencil on the canvas, and I totally prefer using the oil based pencils. I showed you all the different pencils, the wax based, the water soluble, and then the oil. So you'd either use the Lyra oil pencils or the Polychromos or the Holbein. And so I have a Holbein Indigo a really dark color. And then I have a Faber-Castell Polychromos black. And I'm going to show you how I use it to darken the canvas. So right here you can see there's kind of a light blue, and I want to create a transition. So you see my indigo, I can start to darken that area. No problem. And since I have the gesso and the layers of the acrylic, it has enough tooth that it basically you can draw with it and shade. Show you in another part right here on the yellow. You see how it's applying quite well, and it's magic because you can draw more than paint, and you can render it and create that transition down there. Right here I can do it too. So I'll demonstrate a little with the polychromos, the black. And I'll go up here in this part and show you how I can just darken it. And I could also draw with it, which, you know, I can get really sharp, fine lines. Where that gets a little difficult when you're using a paintbrush. You have to be really skilled, right? And you can see how I color these in and create my details. And it works really, really magical. But remember, you got to have that layers of that acrylic and that gesso in there, and so you have tooth. But you see how I can just really start to do the detail. I can do it in the eye sockets right here, and I can draw. That's part of the magic of it, is you can really draw instead of paint. You have a lot of control. So you can use it as shading, like I was showing you, to darken areas, to really bring that out, right? I'll show you on this other painting right here. So I could take these banks and start to really darken them. See how it's darkening it really quick, and then I have a lot of control over it. So that's one of the magical ways of darkening. So next I'm going to demonstrate how you lighten things and put highlights. So now I'm going to demonstrate how you would create rain. And of course, this rain, there was no wind, and so it's all horizontal. So all I do is just do horizontal lines that are perfect. You can see that? I can just bring it right out. I can take this one right here and highlight it more. And look at that line. I have a lot of control over it. In these darker areas right up here, you can see I can really punch it in. See that light? And once again, it has a lot of tooth because it has a lot of layers of acrylic and then gesso underneath. So it's real easy. So like right here, see, I can create the rain. And I can create puddles, the ripples of the puddles. So right here, I can highlight a lot of the splashes. And once again, I got a lot of control because I'm drawing more than painting. Especially in these really dark areas, you see, I can look at how that pops. So this is the easy way to start creating rain. And then a lot of them, like on this one right here, I will go over with the acrylic paint after I got the sharp line. But the pencil allows me to draw, and like right here I could put more of the water line. So it's a really cool process and magical, and like I keep saying, it allows you to draw on the canvas. And so you could also draw in a lot of details, like these lines from the sun source. See how sharp that line gets? And that can be difficult sometimes with a paintbrush to get it like that sharp. So to conclude this video, I answer your question. If you ever wondered if you use colored pencils on canvas, yes you can. You just need to follow 2 or 3 principles, which I demonstrate in the video. One is use oil-based colored pencils, and preferably high quality ones. The little more expensive ones like the Polychromos and the Holbein. And make sure there's a gesso layer, which already comes on canvas, but I demonstrated you can put more gesso on it. And make sure you have layers of acrylics, and so there's a tooth that can hold it. So I'm going to end the video with a bonus tip. One of my favorite white type oil-based pencils is the Caran D'Ache Luminance, and I just get the white color, and it's very, very powerful. Like, it applies very easily, very smooth, and like I said, allows you to draw as long as you got that tooth. Remember, you got to have that tooth. But see that? It applies very well. Do the sun rays again, right? Right here, and I can draw. See those lines? So yeah, the answer to the wondered question is yes, you can use colored pencils on canvas, and it's very, very powerful illustration and allowing you to draw. Thanks for tuning in the video. Hit the sub, share this video with anyone that could benefit from it, and check out some of my other videos. And I explore a lot. I'm a creature painter and a creature creator, and I'm creating an epic story experience called Matsu. So check out the rest of the videos, and thank you for tuning into the video.